Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn about body language and nonverbal communication, where you can learn to observe the behaviours of others and understand their mind and how they perceive the world around them, including yourself. All you need to do is keep your head screwed on and understand the patterns, and it's relatively simple, alright? So click like, click subscribe. If there's anything that comes to mind during the video, feel free to leave a comment and let's get into it. So today we're going to be talking about having you wait. We're going to be talking about time and making an appointment with somebody and people don't come on time, or you don't turn up on time, or you turn up early, or they turn up early, okay? So we're talking about power and power dynamics when it comes to having somebody wait, okay? So when somebody keeps you waiting, right, for so long, it's either going to be regarding a disorganization on their behalf, or it could be a form of power play, all right? So it's something to be taken more serious than you might be taking it, right? So let's say you're going on a date with another individual and it's the first date you're going to have. So you've been speaking to someone you're interested with online and you said, I'll see you here at 9:30 on this night. Now, the date and the time has been set, right? So if you turn up on time and then the other individual turns up, let's say 10 minutes after, 20 minutes after, half an hour after, with no explanation as to why that's been done, yeah, it might be down to disorganization, right? But are you going to be disorganized on the day it takes for you to go and meet Brad Pitt? Are you going to act in the same manner? So you have to inquire with yourself first and foremost. Is this person in a position of respecting me because they've turned up late? Alright, now a one-time occasion is one thing, but it's setting off to a bad start. We talk about bad first impressions, right? If my first date on a job was me turning up late, I'm going to set a very bad taste in the mouths of my employers, my authoritarian figures, okay? So if you put yourself in a position of power and you have self-confidence and you think that you are worthy of respect, you should not allow people to take your time. Now, if there's an excuse such as public transport has been funny and so forth, especially if the individual has messaged you to let you know beforehand, then that's up to you to deal with. And I think personally, within reason, that's completely understandable. Yeah? But when it becomes a reoccurring instance, it becomes problematic because, like I said, if you turn up late at a job for so much, you're going to get fired. They're going to get rid of you. So when it comes to the dynamic and the correlation between people, it's to be taken very seriously and you shouldn't brush it off. You shouldn't allow people to consistently waste your time like that, all right? I've waited for a job interview at one point. The individual, the boss, it was an independent business and they were looking for people whom could work on an independent basis to aid in growing the business, right? The manager came down to see me 15 to 20 minutes after our scheduled appointment. Imagine what I could have done with that 15 to 20 minutes. It's a display of power. That individual could have gotten to me on time, and more importantly, that individual should have come to me on time because it's a representation of their business and how they work. And a representation of themselves, okay, which applies across the board. You can play these games with people, right? But at the end of the day, it shows a clear lack of respect and it shows a disregard to your own appearance. So the individual came 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that was years ago, and still to this day, that was the first impression I got of this person. If I was ever to refer back to that job interview, I would feel the same way I felt at that moment, waiting around, twiddling my thumbs like I've got nothing better to do. Okay? But when you put yourself in a position of submission, this is what can happen on a very regular basis, and it's something that you have to deal with, such as when you're in a position of dominance, you have more leeway to be doing this yourself, okay? On the flip side, it can be used by business and entertainment purposes to prolong excitement and build tension. Okay? So if you're waiting in line at a restaurant or the cinema, and you're hungry or you're ready to watch the film, you will assume that the wait is going to be worthwhile, and you're going to be more excited to do so rather than them just opening the doors and having you flood in and sit down and watch it and get it over with. Because why would you be waiting? All right? Because people will assume that it's going to be worthwhile. But when it comes to two people interacting, it is a power dynamic that should not be ignored, okay? When you have booked an appointment for a phone call and the individual rings you 10 minutes after, 20 minutes after, without any sort of explanation, it's complete disrespect and it should be taken as such, okay? I was working with a company who we set a date, and then upon the actual date, they disappeared off the face of the planet. And then upon messaging me a couple of days after to tell me how busy they were, they expected to rebook? No. Because I've put things aside out of respect for our appointment, just for you to treat my kindness as a means of leveraging your lack of care and really emphasizing that. So thank you for putting the magnifying glass on, your business practices, but no, I'm not going to work with you any further, okay? Don't let anybody mug you off when it comes to your own time. Money is one thing, emotions are one thing, but when it comes to your time, we've got limited time and you're never getting it back, so don't allow others to take that liberty. If there was food for thought in this, leave a like, leave a comment, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.